Hey everyone, it's Sam here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I've got something really exciting to show you. It's called eScribe 2.0, the brand new and upgraded version of one of the most powerful AI-powered ebook creation platforms out there. Whether you're a content creator, a marketer, an author, or someone looking to start an online business, this tool has something for you. In this video, I'll walk you through a full demo of the software so you can see exactly how it works and what it can do. I'll also be going over the entire funnel, breaking down each offer, upgrade, and what you get at every step. And if you decide to purchase through my link, I've got some exclusive bonuses waiting just for you. More on that later, but first, let's dive right into the demo so you can see eScribe 2.0 in action and discover how easy it is to create professional, high-converting ebooks and sales funnels with just a few clicks. Here's the main dashboard. Creating an ebook is really straightforward. Just enter the project name, author name, number of chapters, and the maximum words per chapter. Then select the language and your target audience. From the drop-down menu, you can choose a genre. There are plenty of categories to pick from. Next, select your preferred writing mode and tone. Finally, briefly describe your ebook idea and click Next to move forward. The app generates 10 title suggestions for you to choose from. Just pick the one you like and click Next. It then creates a chapter outline automatically. You can edit the outline or proceed as it is. Each chapter will then be written by the AI. You can make any changes using the built-in editor. Once the content is ready, the AI will also create a professional-looking cover for your ebook. Finally, you can download your finished book in multiple formats using the options from the drop-down menu. You can also connect your account with top autoresponders, as well as Stripe and PayPal for checkout. Plus, you can add your own custom domain. All of these integrations are available under the Settings tab. There's also a built-in lead and sales page builder with AI-generated copy and an easy drag-and-drop editor. Now, let me show you all the tutorials so you can get a better look at everything you're getting inside.
Hi, and welcome to the introduction to eScribe 2. The first screen that you'll see when you log in is this home dashboard. There's lots of information on there, such as your details, when you last logged in, when you created your account, any upgrades that are available to you, and of course, the credits that you have remaining. And from here, you can buy credits and even subscribe to a cancelable anytime monthly subscription at a slightly cheaper price. Down here, you'll see the last 10 ebooks created and the last 10 pages created. How many Instablocks you've got, how many pages you've got, and how many ebooks you've got. And I'll be going through all of these in the next few videos. On the top, you'll see there's a menu with home that takes you back to this screen, a projects menu, a CDNs menu, a transactions menu, and a help menu. And over here, you will have your settings menu and logout. These project menus are duplicated on the home screen down here for easy access. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. Now we're going to concentrate on this top bar menu. The projects dropdown allows you to look at all your different projects in the system: ebooks, pages, images, audio, Instablocks, and AI marketing packs. Next to the projects menu, we have the CDNs menu. That stands for Content Delivery Network. And we have an image CDN and a PDF CDN for you to use. Then there's the transactions menu. That's where you can see any emails you've collected and details of any sales that you've made. And then the help menu covers tutorials and support. We'll start with the projects menu. Ebooks are the actual ebooks you create with eScribe 2. Pages are the sales pages and delivery pages, where you can use our page builder to create a page to sell your ebook and automatically take payment on it and tie it into a delivery page that you also create. Images is our full image editor, which lets you generate AI images, plus it has a full drawing system and shape system, and, well, we'll come to that shortly. Audio is your processing audiobooks, because audiobooks can take a little longer to process, anywhere from a couple of minutes to 10 minutes, but you can look at the progress of any of them just by going into there. Instablocks. Instablocks are commonly used blocks that you will need, like your signature block or a logo block or a terms and conditions block that you want to insert into your pages on a regular basis. AI marketing is AI marketing packs that the system will generate for your ebook. Let's start with the first one in the next video, which is ebooks. Welcome back. We're now going to start with the projects menu and go to ebooks. When you do that, you'll be able to see a list of all the ebooks that you've already created. There are currently none in my account because this is a brand new account I've created for the purposes of these tutorials. So what I'm going to do is click on the new ebook button. When I click that, it's going to ask me some questions. There's a handy reminder of how many credits you have there. And it's going to ask me some questions about the ebook. And I can either use autopilot or do it manually. We're going to do it manually first, and I'll show you the autopilot later. The first thing we need to do is give the ebook a name, a project name. This isn't the title of the book. This is an internal name, so you can recognize it. I'm going to call this Training Demo. And then, quite important, an author name. We need that for when it can automatically generate an e-cover, but that will come later. I'm going to put the author as John Smith. Then it asks us for the number of chapters and the number of words per chapter. For the purposes of this, we'll keep it short, 5 chapters and 1,000 words. And then we can choose a language. English gives usually the best results, but all of the others work exceptionally well as well. Then there's an optional target audience. It's automatically set to everyone, but you can change that to anything you like. It could be marketers, it could be archaeologists, it could be scientists, it could be science fiction readers, it could be literally anything. Then we need to choose the genre of the book. Now we have an awful lot of genres built in, split into non-fiction, as you can see here, self-improvement, self-help, goal setting. If I scroll through them, there's nearly 200 genres. And then eventually you'll come to the fiction genres. Speculative fiction, hard sci-fi, cyberpunk, space opera, psychological horror, thrillers and suspense. You just choose whichever suits you. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to choose a fiction book in the fantasy genre. Then we choose a writing tone. Quite usual for fiction, I would choose no tone, neutral. For non-fiction, there's lots of different tones you can choose there. Another option is storyteller for the fiction. So let's go with storyteller. Then we can choose the writing mode, Pro or Pro Plus Enhanced. Pro is perfect for 99% of ebooks. Pro Plus Enhanced has greater precision for more technical books. However, it is a lot slower. I would recommend using Pro for most books. Once we've done that, we have to type in an ebook idea. Go crazy here. The more information you give it, the better. Now, I'm at a loss as to what kind of idea to come up with for a fantasy book at the moment. However, we have a handy idea button here. If you click idea, it will go away and ask the AI to come up with an idea for an ebook based on the genre you selected. As a point of interest, if you don't select a genre and press ID, it will choose one randomly. It should be noted at this stage that throughout the system, any areas where you can type can be extended just by moving the little drag handle. So it's come up with an idea: in a world where emotions are tangible entities, siphoned controlled by the wealthy elite through ancient relics. Yeah, there we go. Now, that's as easy as it is to create an ebook, this first stage. Then we click the next button. When we click next, it's going to come up with some titles. Now, at this stage, you can edit them just by clicking in them and typing. You can edit them to anything you want. But if one resonates with you, then choose it and either edit it or leave it as it is and just click next. Now it's writing the outline of the 5 chapters that we selected of the book. And once again, when it comes up with these, we can, if we like, edit them to customize them for our own needs. And there we go. There's the 5 chapters. The chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The names of the chapters and an outline. Again, we can pull these down to edit them further if we wish. There's the chapter outlines. You can edit them to customize them and get them exactly how you want them. Once you're done, and I'm going to leave it as is, we then click next. You'll see this is a recurring theme throughout clicking next. And then it goes away and asks for the chapters to all be generated, and this progress bar will start moving. I'll pause the video now so you don't have to sit through this and come back to you when it's finished. It takes a couple of minutes, 1 to 2 minutes usually, depending on how many chapters and how many words per chapter. And there we go, it's finished, and there's your complete book. You can see at the top here, there's some fields like the name that we call it for the project, the author of the book. We'll cover these shortly: PDF header, PDF footer, and PDF start page. And there's an explanation of them here. However, here is the main book editor. And you can see it's a full WYSIWYG editor and it's a fully customized one. And then we have some buttons at the bottom, which we'll come back to. You can see the word count in the bottom right. If you click the word count, you can see the character count. If you click the character count, you can see the word count. And you can resize this just like all the other editable windows. And with this, if you bring on the extra tools here, you can even make this full screen. Now, if I scroll down through this book, you can see it's automatically put a contents page in, and then it's created all the chapters. Let's cover the toolbar, although it is pretty standard. We have the formatting here for centering, full justification, left justified, unjustified, and right justified. And we can do that by selecting text and clicking on the actual buttons. Then we can select different text styles. I'll cover these icons shortly. Here is a link editor, so we can insert a link, an href link to a web page anywhere in the book. Here is your standard bold, italic, underline, and strike through. Here's where we can change the font of any selected text. And here's where we change the size of that font. We can change the background color of text here. And we can change the foreground color of text here. And we're not limited to the palette it displays. We can click on the palette icon and select our own fully custom color. The rest of the tools are self-explanatory, and if you hover over them, on most you get a tooltip, but there's copy and paste, cut, etc. And here's a search and superscript to the subscript, and of course a full screen button and an undo button. You've probably seen similar editors many times before. What you won't have seen is some of these custom icons. The first one is pretty straightforward, that's image. You can add an image wherever your cursor is. You can add an image. And I can either give it a URL, a source, or I can do this and upload an image from my desktop. The next button allows you to bring in an image from your image CDN that we talked about in earlier videos, but we will cover this later. Insert from image library brings up all the images that you've uploaded to the CDN. We haven't got any yet because this is a new account. This is the Unsplash button. When your book was created, it tried to select the best images for this book from Unsplash. If I click this, an Unsplash window appears, and it's selected appropriate images. And I can insert any of them, just like this, and it will also put them in the CDN. Now you'll notice that when I did this, let's do a different image, there's a field here that said name for CDN. That's to give it a useful name that you can recognize it in the CDN. If you don't worry, it will generate one for you, and I'll show you how later on in the CDN we can change that name. The next button is the spin text, the rewrite selected text button. So let's say I don't like that chapter title, The Weight of Emotions. I can highlight any text, I can highlight a full paragraph if I want, and click that. And it will rewrite it for you. Let me say I don't like that paragraph that starts in the resplendent city of Eldrath, where the luminous towers scrape the sky like fingers reaching for the sun. I can click that, and it will rewrite it. It's now the breathtaking city of Eldrath, where towering spires soar towards the sun. The next tool we have is the Writing Pro tool. I can take, for instance, a word, like let's take harnessing. Click that. I will put the word there. It says word or phrase because you can highlight a full paragraph or a sentence. However, as it explains, some of the tools in this tool work better with words and some would work with words or phrases. For instance, it's split into works with single words only and works with words and phrases. There's lots of pro-level tools you can use in here, such as to get a word's diachronic change history. We can select that and click write. And the writer assistant will go away and do what you've asked. And there you go, it tells me the origins of the word harnessing. I can also do things like find similes of harnessing. And this is particularly useful for fine-tuning every last word in your book or every last sentence in your book. A very useful feature of this is the grammar checker. Let me select this paragraph. And let me select that. And go to Grammar Report. And ask it for a grammar report for this paragraph. And there we go. Again, this is an editable window, so I can make it bigger. The good points, the bad points, and a score out of 10, and suggested improvements to that paragraph. As you can see, this is a very, very powerful tool. It's a pro-level tool, and there's lots of things you can do in there. We can even do things like, let's take the word emotions, and ask for slang, and ask it to give us the slang words for the word emotions, particularly useful if you're writing a non-fiction book. And there we go. Vibes, feels, emo, moods, sads, hyped, chill, bummed, FOMO, hype beast, don't know that one, woke, lit, raw. Yep, so there we go. There's some fun stuff in there as well. We can even have things like illusions. And there we go, it gives you illusions quotes around the theme of that word, like emotion is the poetry of life by John O'Donoghue. And let me be so foolish as to believe that the broken-hearted have some emotions by Anne Lamott. So you can see how powerful a tool that actually is. Now, let's look at the auto cover function, if you have the autopilot option. And if we click auto cover, it's going to take the outline of this book and create a suitable cover. So let's create cover. Covers can take some time. I've sped this up slightly, but they can take a couple of minutes to create, such as the nature of AI image generation. And there we go. There's a little box there that tells me the cover's been created. And it's been put into the CDN with the same name as the ebook. In fact, if I click the CDN, I can see there's the cover it's created, and I could insert it into the ebook if I wanted. But that is now in the CDN ready to use. What I can now do is export this book, and the formats we can use are a doc file, a text file, a PDF file, an EPUB file, an HTML file. We can add it to the CDN, so that will create a PDF and add it to the CDN, and we can also convert it to audiobook. The ones I want to cover today are the PDF files and the audiobooks. So when I select export PDF file, it's going to ask me for an image. I just need to refresh that. So now when I ask for a PDF file, it's going to ask me if I want a cover image. I can either cancel, select no cover, because I may have already inserted it, although this is the best way to put a cover on a PDF, or I can select an image and do select cover. That will go away and say PDF file created, and it will open it for me automatically because that's what my browser does. And as you can see, it's put the cover in and give me a full PDF book. Now, the next thing I want to cover is converting to audiobook. So I'm going to select convert to audiobook, but first of all, I'm going to leave the title in. However, I'm going to remove the contents. I don't really want the chapter of contents here. By the way, always remember to save your book first, although it always saves with this little save button. It always saves automatically when it's first generated. So I'm going to take that out. I've deleted that by pressing the delete key. And I am going to do convert to, I'm not going to save it because I want the contents page on my actual book, but I'm going to convert to audiobook. It's telling me how many credits it will take. And it's also asking me for the project name. It's pulled the same name as the ebook project, so let's leave it the same. We could call it anything. And there's a selection of voices to use. If I click a voice and click sample,
welcome. I'm here to help you with anything
it will give me a sample of that voice. And I quite like Sage,
help you with anything you need.
But one of my favorites is Shimmer.
Welcome. I'm here to help you with anything.
And I think that suits a fantasy book quite well. So I now click generate, and it's now queued the audiobook. So very briefly, I won't save this because I've just took the chapter page out. Although I could just press Ctrl-Z, which is undo, or click the undo button and get it back. Now I'll save it just to make sure. And I'm going to go to Projects, Audio. And you can see there's the one we've just added to the queue, and it's processing. You don't have to stay on this window. You can go back to your home page, back to any other part of the system. It doesn't matter. When it's finished processing, a download link will appear here. If you stay on this screen, then the download link will appear. It can take up to 10 minutes to generate an audiobook. It entirely depends on how many people are in the queue at the time and how big yours and other people's ebooks are. So it will complete eventually. Sometimes it takes a minute. It kind of depends on how busy the system is, but it will always complete. And once it's completed, you'll have an audiobook ready to go. And here you'll be able to download a zip file with the MP3 and a text transcript of the book in it as well. And all your previously created audiobooks will all be available in this audio projects menu. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. We're now going to cover ebooks again very briefly. I'm on my project's ebooks screen. You can see there's the project we created earlier. I'm now going to create a new ebook, but this time on autopilot. I'm going to select new ebook. I'm going to give it a project name. I'm going to say autopilot demo. I'm going to tell it who I am. I'm going to say Fred Blogs this time. I'm going to have 5 chapters again, 1,000 words per chapter. Just leave the target audience. Now, I don't have to specify a genre, but it will choose one if I don't. So I'm now going to set a genre of photography. I'm going to leave the writing tone as informative this time, writing mode as pro, and then I'm going to click this autopilot button. It's asking me if I want to generate a cover image as well, so I'm going to say yes, and then I'm just going to say engage autopilot. And it does everything now in the background. You'll see it flick through screens and ideas and titles. It'll choose the best ones, it'll edit the outlines, and it will go away and create your book and cover. I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to sit through this, and then we'll come back to it when it's finished. As you can see, we're nearly done. And we're now generating a cover. And we're done. It's created the book, created the cover, without us having to come up with an idea. All we did was give it a title, an author name, and a genre, and then we pressed the autopilot button, and it's all done for us. It's even created a cover, as you can see there, The How to Learn by Fred Blogs, and it's created a book on photography for us. That's how easy the autopilot feature is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. We're now going to cover images and the image creation part of the system. But just before we do that, if you remember and you've been following these videos in order, we did create an audio project, which was taking some time to do because that's what audio projects do. If I go back to audio, you can see that that training demo has now finished, and we can just download it here, and it'll give us the zip file with the MP3 audiobook in it, ready to put into a podcast or into Audible or anywhere you want to put it. Now we're going to go to images. So let's go to images, and let's click on, we've got no image projects. We do have images in our CDN. If I go to our image CDN now, you can see there's the image we created in the early ebook video from Unsplash, and we didn't give it a title, so it picked a human readable title. It called it Old Sleeping Lion. It's literally 3 random words, but human readable. We can right click any image and rename it. We can come to any image as well in the CDN and delete it, or we can view it. And there we go. We can see it in full size. That's the book about photography. So let's come back and let's go to projects and images again. And let's create a new image. Here is our image editor. We give each project a project name, so I'm going to call it training image. Now, a project with an image is different than the image itself. Anything you save with the save button as a project will remain fully editable. When you convert it to an image, which you can do here by uploading to the CDN, that one you upload is a graphic file, so can't be edited, but all your projects can still be edited. And the next field is CDN image name. If you upload the finished image to a CDN, if you leave it blank, it'll use the project name, or you can give it something else. Here we can set the width and height of the image, and we have lots of presets. As you can see, everything from Twitter, /X profiles to Etsy listings, Instagram, Facebook, screens, book covers, and AI images, which is an integral part of the system. Below that, we have a toolbar, as you can see. As you hover over each one, you will see that a little tooltip appears, that tells you what it does. And here in the middle, we have the canvas. We can manually resize the canvas to any shape just by dragging the bottom right corner drag handle. Here we have the color selector to select your current working color. And here we have X and Y coordinates to move objects. Let's go for a preset size of AI image square, which is 1024 by 1024. Now what we can do with the canvas, firstly, is we can have some drawing primitives. For instance, we can add a shape. Let's add a circle. Just put the circle there, and I can move it around, and I can resize it. I won't rotate it because, well, rotating a circle is pretty useless. But let's now add a square, and let's select that square and then select a different color. Let's have blue and click choose, and the square's turned to blue. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and you can see that we can rotate that. We can do different things like add a drop shadow to it. And we can crop images, we can increase or decrease object sizes. The other tool we have is add text. This, unsurprisingly, lets us add a text box. So I click that and it adds some text. I can make that bigger. I can distort it if I want. And I can double click it and edit the text. So I'm going to say training video. I can now click that box and select a font. Let's select Lobster. And then we can change the color. And we can do all sorts of things with this. We can drag it and change the size. And we also have object hierarchy. So let's select this circle. You can see, well, in fact, let me change the color of this to make it be a bit brighter. So let's go for a yellow. And you can see the word training video is above the circle. I can select this circle and say, send to back or bring to front. If I bring to front, it's obscuring that. Now, when I save this as a project, all of this is still editable, movable, changeable. I'm sending that back to back. So you can see how easily you can create logos, etc. with this. We also have a fill function to fill an area with a selected color. We can also crop images. Now, one of the exciting things is this icon here, drawing mode toggle. You can see at the moment it's a pen or pencil with a line through it. That means we're in cursor mode, which means we can select any object and manipulate it. If I click that, we're now in drawing mode. The cursor's changed to a crosshair, and you can see that the icon has changed. I can now draw on the canvas, freehand. I can select the drawing brush. There's lots. And for instance, if we select a crayon and draw with it, we get a crayon. Let's select a different color for the crayon and draw with it, we get a crayon. We can select the opacity of the brush and we can select the size. Let's bring it up to 40 pixels and you can see we have a thicker brush. The first two brushes, solid pen and smooth pen smooths out jaggies. So you can see that change slightly. Let me take the drawing size down because that's a little big for that pen. And if I do that and then let go, it smoothed it into curves for me. The other pen brush is a solid pen. And as you can see, it keeps the jaggedness pretty much. With the first two brushes, I can hold the shift key, which I'm doing now, and move them around and it draws straight lines for me. Now, once I go back to drawing to cursor mode by clicking this drawing mode toggle again, all of these are now objects. Even the freehand drawings are objects. So I can move them about as such and rotate them, change their colors. Let's have purple and make them bigger and smaller, etc., etc. Change which layer they're on, give them drop shadows, and do all sorts of fun things like that. Now what we're going to cover is the AI images. I can add an image by clicking Add Image, and I can upload one from my computer, or I can generate an AI one. So I'm going to go to AI Image, and it's asking me for an image prompt. There are also options for source ebook cover and idea. I'll come back to them in a second. The next line has enhance. We can either tell it to enhance the prompt or keep it exactly as I've put it. The quality, there's Pro and Pro Plus. The difference is Pro Plus is better, but Pro is 4 times cheaper. And then we can select an auto, transparent, or opaque background. I'm going to leave that as auto for now. We can then select square, landscape, or portrait. Well, as soon as I've set up a square canvas, as you can see here, I'll leave it as square. Now here's the really fun bit. Image style. And there are hundreds of image styles. I think it's just under 200 actually, covering every possible style you could want. And whenever you click on a style, like aboriginal.painting at the very top, it will tell you here, image style description, what that style is like. However, if you can't think of an image prompt for your book, you simply select the book, and let's have the Autopilot demo, which is a book about photography. Then we can either generate a cover or an idea. If we select idea, it will come up with a suitable, it will read that book and then come up with an image prompt for an illustration in that book. And there we go. I'm going to leave the style as no style, and I'm going to click generate, and we'll see what it comes up with. I'm going to pause it while it's generating, because again, it can take a minute or so. And as you can see, it's created an illustration on the canvas for us. Now again, this is an object, so I can move it around. I can resize it. I can rotate it. I can change its properties. And then, even more exciting, I can go back, AI image. We've still got the prompt we had before. I'm going to ask for a different idea for that book. So it's going to come up with a different image prompt. And now I'm going to also tell it to apply a style. I'm going to use Aboriginal dot painting, which is an interesting style, but we have so many styles, and I'm sure you'll have lots of fun playing with them all and just generating images. Even if you use your own prompts, you don't have to use an idea prompt. You can just type your own, ask it for what you want. And I'm going to click generate. I'm going to pause again, just so you don't have to sit through it. And there we go. It's created an Aboriginal dot painting of that illustration we asked for. And as you can see, it's quite a unique art style. Again, it's still an object on the canvas, so I can move it around and resize it and change its layers and everything else. Now, another interesting thing we can do is create transparent background images. So I'm going to go to AI image again. I'm going to go to this prompt and delete it and just select a GC red apple. I'm going to keep everything the same. I'm going to put the style as no style, and I'm going to set the background to transparent. And then I'm going to click generate. I'll pause this while it creates it. And it's finished. And hopefully you can see the apple on the canvas. And you'll notice that this apple, let's resize it a little. Let's bring it down. This apple has a transparent background. So it's an object that we can place over the top of other objects. We could send it to the back. We can bring it to the front. We can do all the usual stuff like rotate it. We can even add it a drop shadow and give it a little bit of depth if we like. But there we go. That's a completely transparent background object. So you can see how you can create images to use anywhere, really. You don't have to use them in your books. It's a very, very, very powerful system. There's lots of features. For instance, we can add outlines. Let's select this square and add a 3-pixel outline to it, although I've just selected that in the wrong color. I selected the same color as the square, so there we go. It's now got a black outline. We can snap to grid. If I put a 20-pixel grid on, as I move that around, you can see it's now moving to a grid, so we can place things very precisely. And there are other features as well, such as the usual cut, copy, paste, deselect all. And then once we've got the image we want, I'm not saying this is an ideal image, we're just doing this as a demonstration, but let's have that there. We can download that as a PNG to our computer, or we can upload it to the image CDN. And if you do that, it will upload to the CDN. There we go, image uploaded to image CDN. And then you can use it anywhere else in the system, just by downloading it from the CDN or selecting it from the CDN. So that's the image creator. Along with the ebook creator, one of the most powerful parts of the system, and of course can be used outside of ebooks as well. You've got any size you want for an image and lots of preset sizes that work well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hi, and welcome back to the training for eScribe 2. In this video, we're going to cover the AI marketing section. We can access this by clicking on AI projects in the home screen left-hand menu, or from anywhere in the system. Bring the projects drop down and click AI marketing. As you can see, I don't have any AI projects at the moment, so let's create one together. I'm going to click New AI Project. This will tell me or ask me to select one of my ebooks, and we've got the 2 demo ones we've done. And I'm going to select Autopilot Demo, which, if you remember and you've been following the videos, is a book about photography. I'm going to select that and hit select. It will then come to a screen where it will give me a summary of the book. I can choose different languages, and I can choose different email personas for the emails. What we can do now is bring down the type and create email sequences, YouTube packs, Facebook packs, TikTok packs, Pinterest packs, Instagram packs, Twitter/X packs, ad packs, and a campaign strategy. And this is all going to be automatically based around the ebook we've selected. So what I'm going to do is, it's already created a summary. I'm going to go to the email sequence, and for that you can choose any of these email personas, and I'm going to click generate. And it will generate the content. As always, I'm going to pause this while it generates, although it doesn't take too long. And you can see it's finished, and it's created a full email sequence that we can send out to promote our ebook. I'm now going to go through all of these one by one and populate them with data by generating. So we're going to do a YouTube pack next. What I'll do is I'll pause it while I generate them all, and then restart when they're all done, so you don't have to sit here through the spinning icon. Okay, I've now generated them all, and if we go through, we can see the email sequence, a YouTube pack with a YouTube script, a Facebook pack with a series of posts, a Facebook pack with a series of posts for Facebook, a TikTok pack with a short video description, hashtag, and script in TikTok format, a Pinterest pack with ideas for pins, hashtags, and board ideas for Pinterest, an Instagram pack with posts and feed posts and a script for a reel, a Twitter pack with lots of tweets on there, and of course hashtags, appropriate for the book, an ad pack, which will give me YouTube ads to start with, and then Facebook ads, and then TikTok ads, and at the end of it, Pinterest ads, and then Instagram ads, Twitter ads, and so there's ads for every possible platform there, all with the intent of selling your book. And then a full campaign strategy telling me how to run this, who to target, sort of aspiring photographers, photography enthusiasts, the value proposition, campaign creation, content creation, partnerships and collaborations, hashtag strategy. So the full kit and caboodle. I'm going to save this now as training AI pack, and save. And you can see your AI project has been saved. Now, at any of these, whichever one I happen to be on, I can press copy, and it will copy it to my clipboard, the content, or I can export any of these as a doc file, a text file, or a PDF file for later use. If I come back to AI marketing, you can see that project is now there. And of course, I can edit it or delete it. And when I come back to it, there's all the stuff we saved. If you don't like one of them, for instance, you don't like this Instapack, you can always regenerate just by clicking generate again. So that's the AI projects feature. And I'll see you in the next video. Hi, and welcome back to the training for eScribe 2. In this video, we're going to cover the help menu and the CDNs menu. The help menu is very straightforward. There are 2 options, tutorials and support. If you click tutorials, it opens on this tutorial page, which you're probably on right now. If you click support, you will go straight to our support desk where you can get any help you need. Now, the CDNs menu, CDN stands for Content Distribution Network, and you have 2 built in, an image CDN and a PDF CDN. Both CDNs work in a similar way. The image one, you can move backwards and forwards. We can't here because we've only got 4 images, but it will show multiples and then page them. You can look at any of your images by literally right-clicking and select View, and it will open it full size. Or you can delete them or rename them. The PDF CDN is the same for PDFs. Now, I don't have a PDF at all in this CDN at the moment, so let's put one in. Let's go to eBooks, and let's go to Autopilot Demo, and then we'll go to Export, and Add to CDN. And there you go. PDF file uploaded, autopilot demo.pdf. If we come back to that CDN, you can see that it's there, and we can view it, rename it, and delete it, the same as the image CDN. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, and welcome back to the training for eScribe 2. In this video, we're going to cover the settings menu. You get to the settings menu either by clicking here on your home page, your home dashboard, or at any part of the system, click your icon, which, if you've got a gravatar, will be the gravatar associated with your email address. If not, it will be a generic person icon. Click that button and go to settings. You'll notice you can also log out of the system from this menu. So let's click settings. There are several areas to settings. The first one is pay date settings. That's where you put your Stripe and PayPal details in and pick up your Stripe webhook URL. Each is saved separately, so when you change any of these, you'll hit this save button next to them. We're going to cover pay date settings in a separate video. Domain settings, you can bring a subdomain into our system, and all you do is watch the separate video about this to show how to set your DNS up. You enter the name of it there and click add domain. It may take some time to come in, but it will all be done automatically in the background. Password settings. Here's where you change your password. Type in a new password and click change. If you do this, it will automatically log you out and you will have to log back in again with your new password. Down here, we then have autoresponder integrations. There are lots to choose from, and you literally click the settings cog next to each one, and it will drop down and ask for the relevant details it needs from you, along with a link to show you that opens in a new window to show you where to get them, and then you click save. Some of them, like Aweber, need you to authorize and connect, in which case you just press the connect Aweber button. Down at the bottom, we then have webinar integrations. We can integrate Webinar Jam, Everwebinar, Webinar, and Demio in a similar way. Thanks for watching, and that covers the settings menu. I'll see you in the next video. Hi, and welcome to the next training video for eScribe 2. In this video, we are going to cover pages. You can get to the Pages project screen by clicking the Pages button here on the home screen, or from anywhere in the system, go to the Projects menu and click Pages. This will give you a list of all the page projects that you have created. As you can see, I don't have any, because this is a new account just for training, so let's create one. Firstly, I just want to talk about this Import Page button. You can export pages with a simple export code the system will give you. You can give that to someone else. They can hit Import Page, enter the code, and import it, and it will import that page from your account into theirs. However, we're going to create a new page. So the first thing we're going to do is select the page type. We've got two page types: sales and lead pages, where you can sell your book or even just gate it by collecting an email and name, and delivery pages, which these sales pages link to automatically deliver your PDF or your book. So we're going to do a sales and lead page, and we're going to select new page. This brings us to the page builder. Two sections are here. This is the canvas where we build the page, and here are the tools and settings for the page. This menu is split into several sections. At the top, we've got the name of the page project, so we'll call it Framing Page Project, and we can save it with the Save button. You'll see there's blue buttons and grey buttons. The blue buttons are all settings, the grey buttons are all blocks we can click or drag onto the page to build the page. Let's run through some settings, starting with page settings. The page settings allows you to select a page background colour, the maximum width as in percentages of the blocks, the maximum width of the page in pixels, or you can set it to fluid and full fluid, a meta title and meta description for the search engines, a draft redirect link. When you create a page, it goes automatically into draft mode. You have to publish it by clicking a button to make it available. If you then later reset that back to draft mode, for instance, maybe your offer's run out, this link here, whatever you type here, is where your customer will be redirected to if they try and visit that page and it's in draft mode. Here we can give a YouTube URL, a Vimeo URL, or an MP4 URL, and have a background video running constantly on loop behind our content. Very effective for mailgate collections. Then the next section, we select a delivery page. At the moment, it's set to not set because and there's nothing in the drop down because I haven't created any delivery pages yet, but we'll come to that shortly. You'll notice there's a search box in here, so if you have lots of pages, you can search through them. Then we have head section code. This is code you might want to put in the head section of your page, for instance, Google Analytics or similar. Once you've set all these settings, you just click OK, and it will save them into this page. It won't save the page project. You have to do that by hitting save. We've then got timer settings. This is because we can put countdown timers on the page, and you can put as many timers as you want on, but of course they're all set to the same settings. So if we hit timer, we can see the timer status defaults to inactive, but we can change that to active. We can set the end date and time of the timer, and that's in the UTC time zone. We can set the font for the timer. We can set the color of the digits, the color of the labels, that the labels are underneath the digits, and say days, hours, minutes, and seconds by default. And the fill color of the boxes the digits are in. We can then we've got a field here called expiry. So when the timer expires, it'll either hide itself on the page, or it'll automatically redirect to a link that you put in here. Then you can select the border type between solid, dashed, and dotted, the border shade, square or rounded, the border size in pixels, and the color of the border as well. Then we have labels. You can edit these. They default, as I mentioned earlier, to days, hours, minutes, and seconds. If you want them in a different language, simply type it in here, and then click OK. We then have pop bars. Pop bars are bars that you can put on the top or bottom of the page, and you have to set the status to active, and they are sticky. So you can select the font for your pop bar here. You can select the color, the background color, the text color. If you've got any countdown timers set, you can choose to include them in the pop bar as well, which is a lovely feature. And you can select them to be at the top or the bottom. You can type text to put on the pop bar, and you can say whether the affiliate link that you put in, if you want an affiliate link, goes to the same page and the page is not active. Unless you've got a separate affiliate link, I would recommend leaving that set as not active. The next section we're going to cover is the settings for exit pops. Exit pops are, of course, the box that triggers when your user moves away from your page. You can set the status, again, inactive or active, the text that's on the button on the exit pop, the headline, and the subheadline. We'll then come to gate settings. This is a very important option. Gate unlock settings. Now, this is where we decide how people are going to get access to your book. You can either have a gate type of mail gate, pay gate, or both. If you select mail gate, you can either have a pop-up form or a form in line in your page where you collect the email address and name. And once the customer enters that, they're automatically directed to your delivery page. You can add it to any of the autoresponders you have connected in settings, see the previous video or an earlier video for that. You can also, additionally, connect them to a webhook for Zapier, a second optional webhook, and add them to a webinar. Once you select these, you'll be able to select the lists that you have in your autoresponder and select which list they go onto. On the pop-up overlay mail form, there's a privacy policy link, headline text and button text, and then you can change the background color, the text color, the button color, the button text color, and the border color. That covers Mailgate. There's now Paygate. Paygate lets you choose between Stripe and PayPal as your payment processor. You can choose a currency from US dollars, GBP, sterling, euros, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, francs, and New Zealand dollars. You can then set the price of the product and the product name that you want to appear on the inbuilt shopping cart, and then you can save that. The third option is both. That gives you the same Paygate settings and the stripped down version of the autoresponder settings, because in this, it automatically, when someone purchases, it then also adds them to your autoresponder in the background. And you can save that, of course. Copy Wizard we'll come to shortly, but now we're going to cover a few of the blocks that we use to build our page. The most obvious one is a spacer. If we can click it, it will appear on the page. You can also drag blocks onto the page and drag them around. All blocks have a series of icons here. The first one is the calendar icon. This allows any block to appear at and disappear at times, dates and times. So you could have a pre-sale countdown for your book that appeared at a certain date and automatically disappears after you want the book to be live, and the rest of the page you could tell it to hide initially and then appear at a certain date. This trash can icon deletes the current block. This clone icon clones the current block, and this icon lets you drag the block around, up and down your listed blocks. The cog always goes to the particular settings for that block, and it is, of course, different for every block. For a spacer block, for example, if I click settings, I can set the background color of the block, the opacity of the block, which is important if you have videos running in the background or a background image on your page, and then the height of the spacer. I can also upload a background image to the spacer block or choose one from the image CDN, which we looked at earlier. And then the background size, I can choose that background, if I have one in, to be cover, contain, auto, or stretch, and then click OK, and it will save the settings for that block. We'll come back to content blocks shortly. Insta blocks are the blocks you create that you can use anywhere inside the system, but we'll cover that later. Image blocks. There are two ways of adding images and videos, because the video block is there. You can have them in content blocks, or you can have them separately. If I put an image block on, and first of all, let me demonstrate this drag ability. If I drag that there, you see it drags above the spacer block. If I put an image block on, you can see I can select its settings, which are pretty much the same as a spacer block, apart from alt text for the image, and I can set the overall padding of the block. So I can upload an image from my computer, or I can insert an image from the library. Like if we put this image in, it will download it from the CDN and put it in. I'm going to delete that block because it kind of gets in the way. And now we're going to look at a video block, similar to an image block, in that you can select an MP4 URL, a YouTube URL, or an embed code from somewhere like Vimeo or similar. Similar settings, and it will have a video in your page. I'm going to delete that because it's a large block. And then we have a CTA block. This is a call to action button. The settings for this allow you to select the text color, the fill color and the border, the background color of the block itself, the opacity of the block again, of course, the text for your call to action, the font, and the font size, a border and border radius, the padding, and a background image as before. You can then set a timer. We talked about the timers earlier, and literally this is how you put a timer block in. The settings are just for the background of the block itself, because everything else is controlled by these timer settings here. And you can have as many of these timers on a page as you like. One thing I forgot to mention about the CTA blocks is their main purpose is to bring up a pop-up mail form. And we're going to cover that in a second in content blocks, because if you do have a call to action, it will either, when it's clicked, scroll to the nearest mail form that's in line in the page, or if there aren't any, it will open up a pop-up mail form over the page so people can enter their details. So now we're going to cover content blocks. Content blocks are the Swiss Army knife of all blocks, and they're by far the most powerful. Let's drag this one to the top, and then let's click in it. And you can see a toolbar appears, along with more features here. We can do pretty much anything in a content block. We can put content in this. Here's training content. And we do have separate settings, of course, for a content block. Similar, they control the block itself, the background, etc. But whenever we click in a content block, we get a toolbar here. We can do things like change the font. We can change the colors, the background colors. It's a full-on editor, similar to the ebook editor. And what you can do is also insert icons, insert snippets, and insert images from your CDN, insert images from your computer, or you can even insert videos onto the page. So that covers content blocks. But one feature that you probably won't be aware of how it works is this, the envelope. If I click this, it enters a mail form on the page. I can have multiple mail forms, although I would recommend just one. So if you're just mail gating your book and you don't want to take payment, put a mail form on and you can change any of this by editing it. And this is where people will select and enter their details to ungate your book. I'd want that further down a page, I think, so about there. And as you can see, this is how we drag and drop everything around. And then we can save. Now, let's go back to the home page, or to the pages menu rather. And you can see there's my training page project. And in red, it tells me quite clearly that there's no delivery set. So I need to create a very quick delivery page. You can create some beautiful pages with this, but obviously it takes some time. You'll see delivery pages don't have that many options because they are just for delivery. But you've got spaces, content blocks, images, videos, and calls to action. And let's put let's look at the settings first. Page settings, pretty similar to before. We've got pop bars as well. Let's put a content block in. And you can see in the content block, there's now an extra icon, which is insert from PDF library. And this is where we can select a PDF in your library and insert it onto this delivery page. Now this delivery page, let me just save it. Training delivery page. Once we create the delivery page, saved it, and then go back to pages. We'll edit this one again. And we will, I forgot to save it after I put all the stuff in, but never mind. We will now select a delivery page as that. Training delivery page, it's the only one we've got. And save this. Go back to the pages menu. And you can see that training page project, which is a lead page, now has a delivery page set of training delivery page. On any of these pages, we must select that we want them published, because if you see in this column, they're all in draft. So we select publish, and then we'll select published for this, and we can select deploy. This will give you the lead page URL to give people, and the delivery URL if you want to look at it yourself. If you've integrated a domain into our system, that will appear here as well. Or you can download the HTML for the lead page to upload to your own hosting. And it's live, so that even if you upload it to your own hosting and make a change here, you don't have to upload it again, the change will reflect. Hi, and welcome to another training video for eScribe 2. In this one, I will show you how to bring a subdomain and domain into the system. The first thing we need to do is go to the settings menu here, and you will see you will have domain settings. You can choose a domain and a subdomain. Now, I've got one already set up in my name tube, so I'll use that. It's eScribe test.devmk.com. devmk.com is the domain. That is one of mine, and this is the subdomain. Now, subdomains, this can be anything you want. You can call it books or anything that you like. You simply type it in there and then click Add Domain. And it'll say Setting Up Hosting. Takes a little time. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. Once it's finished, it says subdomain added successfully. You've added the subdomain successfully. Now you must change the CNAME record in your name registrar, create a CNAME for your subdomain and point it to eScribe2. If you're unsure, please watch the training video, which is what you're doing right now. So we click OK, and you'll notice this check domain button has appeared. Now I use Namecheap, so I'm going to show you how to do it in Namecheap, but it's very similar in most other domain registrars. If you do get stuck, then please just hit us up on support and we'll help you out. So on this tab, I have my Namecheap, and we can see one of my domains, devmk.com, is there. Let me manage that. And you can see if I go to Advanced DNS, you will see that I've already actually set this CNAME record up. But the way I did it was add a new record, CNAME, and then for the host, I type in eScribe test, which is what I call the subdomain. And then the target is simply eScribe2.com. And I click that and then wait for DNS to propagate. That can take anywhere from a few minutes to 24 hours. And it has to propagate worldwide. Once it's propagated, which I know this one has because I've pre-done it, so I can demonstrate it easier. Come back in an hour, come back, you can keep coming back and keep pressing check domain. Once it's propagated, then it will add an SSL for you and it will be ready to use. So this is now checking. We're just waiting for that to work. And there you go. The DNS for this subdomain is now resolved okay. SSL has also been added. If you then go to your pages and go to deploy a page, you'll see not only have you got your lead page URL on eScribe, but you've also got the custom one that you've just created.
The front-end offer is eScribe 2.0. This is your complete AI-powered ebook business in a box. You'll get 1 million credits, unlimited images and tools to create and publish full ebooks up to 80,000 words. It also includes a drag-and-drop editor and payment integration to sell directly. At checkout, there's an order bump for a one-time extra 1 million credits. Perfect if you want more flexibility in your projects. Next is the FastPass upgrade. This gives you instant access to all 4 upsells at a discounted price. A great choice if you want the full experience right away. OTO 1 is eScribe Auto. This lets you create full ebooks by just entering a few keywords. No outlining, no setup. It's fast and fully automated. OTO 2 is the agency license. This unlocks client management features like project assignments, branded workspaces, and client logins, ideal for freelancers and agencies. OTO 3 is the audiobook upgrade. With it, you can convert your ebooks into AI-narrated audiobooks ready for platforms like Audible or Spotify. OTO 4 is the cover creator. It allows you to generate beautiful professional ebook covers in seconds. No design skills required. And finally, there's the bundle. This includes everything. The front end, all OTOs, plus bonuses, all in one discounted package. It's the best deal if you want it all from the start. If you're considering eScribe 2.0, now's the ideal moment, because when you grab it through my link, you'll not only get full commercial rights to sell your content with no limits, but you'll also unlock a powerful bonus pack built to boost your success fast. First, you'll gain access to a cutting-edge AI 3D avatar creator, make hyper-realistic avatar videos with animated expressions, voice sync in 80+ languages, and auto-share on YouTube, TikTok, and more. Drag and drop tools let you customize avatars, swap languages and styles instantly, and choose from 100+ avatars and over 1,000 templates, all with full commercial licensing. You'll also unlock the premium AI 8K video studio. Create movie-level videos complete with AI actors, voiceovers, music, and scripts, ready to publish content for streaming or sales, again with full rights included. But wait, there's more. You get an entire toolkit of high-end AI tools to level up your content creation and automation. Make AI-powered visuals, videos, and 3D objects. Produce lifelike voiceovers in any tone or accent. Design stunning graphics, text animations, and visual effects. build interactive avatars and dynamic motion designs. On top of that, you'll access next-gen AI tools for ebooks, audiobooks, podcast production, QR codes, graphic design, cloud media storage, content production, video creation, traffic automation, and 20+ smart assistants to scale your business fast. To top it off, you'll receive exclusive training and resources directly from the vendor to help you get the absolute most out of everything. This bonus pack alone is easily worth more than the cost of eScribe 2.0, but it's yours 100% free when you purchase today. Click the link in the description to lock in your copy and all bonuses before they disappear. Now let's take a closer look at everything you'll receive. Meet Vidavatar AI, your new secret weapon for creating ultra-realistic AI avatar videos in minutes. With a few clicks, you can generate 3D avatars that talk, move, and connect like real people. In over 80 languages, real-time voice sync and expressive facial animations bring your message to life with zero filming or editing required. And thanks to auto-publish, your videos can go live on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and more instantly. It's as easy as drag and drop. Pick your avatar, choose a template, customize the voice and look. Done. Want global reach? You've got it. Change language, skin tone, and nationality in seconds. Inclusion built in. With over 100 avatars and 1,000+ ready-made templates, creating stunning content for any niche has never been easier. Plus, the built-in AI stock library gives you access to music, images, effects, and video backgrounds, all ready to go. Whether you're building a funnel, running a social campaign, or just want to stand out, Vidavatar AI helps you boost conversions fast. And yes, it includes a full commercial license. Create and sell as many avatar videos as you want, no limits. You can even capture leads with opt-ins powered by avatars, turning views into real business. Ready to go viral? Share anywhere, reach everywhere. This is Vidavatar AI, professional video creation reimagined. Welcome to the next generation of filmmaking. This is AI Movie Maker 2.0. Instantly create stunning cinematic movies in 8K resolution, powered entirely by AI, no cameras, no actors, no editing required. Just input your idea, and in minutes, watch it transform into a breathtaking film, complete with AI-generated scripts, dialogues, and lifelike storytelling. Choose from a cast of ultra-realistic AI actors with natural voiceovers and flawless lip sync, all brought to life with expressive emotion. Add depth and drama with custom AI-composed music and sound effects. Your movie, your soundtrack, ready to share. Export your film in streaming-ready formats, perfect for Netflix, Amazon Prime, or your own digital platforms. Want to reach a global audience? AI Movie Maker supports over 150 languages for instant localization. And of course, it includes a full commercial license. Create and sell unlimited AI-powered movies and keep 100% of the profits. From concept to cinematic masterpiece, AI Movie Maker 2.0 turns your vision into reality faster than ever. Welcome to the future of creativity and productivity. Welcome to One AI 2.0. This is the ultimate collection of premium cutting-edge AI tools, all in one powerful suite. Featuring the most popular AIs on the market, One AI 2.0 empowers you to create, design, analyze, and inspire faster than ever before. With Kling AI, generate intelligent, real-time responses and gain powerful AI-driven insights at the click of a button. Need stunning visuals? Lexica AI crafts high-definition images and artistic masterpieces in seconds. Go deeper with Hugging Face, build complex AI-driven images, videos, and even custom models effortlessly. Bring your projects to life with 11 Labs AI, generating lifelike voiceovers in multiple tones and global accents. Tap into the future of data with NVIDIA AI, creating jaw-dropping visualizations and deep analytics using the most advanced AI models. Want to truly captivate? Hagen lets you create realistic, talking avatars that connect with your audience on a whole new level. Design meets intelligence with Ideogram AI. Stunning typography and visual graphics made easy. And for motion graphics, Flux produces dynamic real-time animations perfect for social media, ads, and content creation. Plus, every tool includes a full commercial license, so you can create and sell unlimited AI-powered assets to your clients. Whether you're a creator, marketer, designer, or entrepreneur, One AI 2.0 gives you the power of an entire AI studio in your hands. Unlock your potential. Power your projects. This is One AI 2.0. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of eScribe 2.0. Honestly, I think this is one of the most complete and beginner-friendly ebook creation tools out there. What impressed me the most is how smoothly everything works, from writing to publishing to even selling your ebooks, all in one place. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this. Let me know in the comments what you think about eScribe 2.0, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to reply. And of course, if you want to learn more or grab eScribe 2.0 along with my exclusive bonuses, just click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.